is Haley Moon, and I'm the author of The Rules of a Big Boss, a book of self-love. This is about me going on my journey to self-love and me helping you go on your journey as well. So today we're going to be doing the second empowerment exercise, which is staying true to you. And I have my dad with me.
Hey y'all.
To help. So let's get started.
For those of you that are unfamiliar, The Rules of a Big Boss, a book of self-love, empowerment exercise 2, can be found on page 26 of her book. And it starts by asking you to use this section to answer if it's right to live for anyone else. And if it's not right to live for anyone else, then why? I would start by saying it's not right to live for someone else because you'll find yourself unhappy and you'll actually end up resenting the person in the end. Can y'all think about reasons why it wouldn't be right to live for someone else?
You say y'all a lot.
It's an old term that my granny used to use. And you know, even though I like Green Arrow, I wouldn't be happy walking around in a green leather costume all the time with a bow and arrow, running up to people that are criminals and telling them you have failed this city. It'd be fun at first, but I would get bored with it after a while.
If I was the Green Arrow, some type of superhero, most likely I would be that one superhero who, after beats a criminal or something, does a dance. And I would do some like the Kimmy Gilbert dance from Full House. I don't know if you watch Full House or Fuller House, but she has a certain dance, and I would probably end up doing that dance and just reading everybody out. And I'm on season 8 of The Vampire Diaries now. If you're wondering why I keep looking to the sides, because my dog is playing with his toy and it's like very entertaining. But in The Vampire Diaries, I started to watch it like pretty much less than a week ago. It was like 4 days ago, and I'm already on season 8. Yeah. If I really pay attention to a show forever, I can like watch a whole bunch of seasons.
You also have to be happy with yourself at the end of the day, because it's the basics of self-love. So the only person that you should really truly live for is yourself.
I don't know if you can see the dog walking in the background, but he's over there.
And self-love is the number one rule of being a big boss.
Okay, so I wrote to respond to, please use a section to describe it if it is right to live for someone else. If not, why not? And then I said no, because you'll never be happy and you'll lose yourself. You're never gonna live up to everyone's expectations, so it's better to live up to your own. But of course that doesn't like really apply to school or anything, because if you're in school, obviously you have to follow rules and stuff, and like the expectations that they give you. But at the same time, if it's not something that will like fit your morals or anything, it's like something that's just not right, don't do it. So pretty much just do what feels right.
As a personal story, when I was younger, I used to be told to stop being so silly. I needed to be more serious and things of that nature, and I tried, and I just couldn't help myself. And I found myself being unhappy because I just felt like everything I did was wrong, and I was told because I was so silly, I was goofy or whatever. And over time, I realized, you know what, I liked myself, and I loved my goofiness and my silliness, and the things that made me, and my silliness is what made me unique, and that other people found me funny as well. So after a while, I just said, you know what, forget about it. If people think that I'm goofy, so be it. I'm gonna embrace it, and I'm gonna be my regular old goofy self. And I learned that in my goofiness, people love me. People like me being goofy more than they like me being silly. So I just embraced it. So stay true to you. Otherwise, you'll find yourself unhappy. That's where my misery came in at.
You just said people like me being goofy than they like me being silly. You mean serious?
Yeah, that's what I meant. They like me being serious. They like me being silly more than they like me being goofy. I think I said it wrong again. They like me being silly more than they liked me being serious. And I was more popular being my normal silly self than I was being this serious guy who wasn't goofy. So now that I'm grown, I'm silly all the time. It doesn't matter where I am, whether I'm at church, whether I'm at home, whether I'm at work. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be silly. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna be my regular old goofy self. And I cannot be embarrassed. I do the embarrassing.
So a personal story of mine is, one thing about my teachers is I always have that one teacher that does not like me whatsoever. And I had one last year. Actually, no, it was the year before last year and early last year. But I had this one teacher who could not stand me. And the reason being is because whenever she would say something unreasonable, she knows that I will not follow her. Like, I will not back her up or anything. She'll know I'll go exactly against what I want to go against. Because if it's something that I don't follow or something that I find is wrong, I'm not going to do it. Like, for example, we could only go to the bathroom a certain amount of times. And when she would say I couldn't go to the bathroom and I really had to go, you know what I would do? I would get right up and I would grab the pass and I would walk right out the room without saying anything. And then she would get upset with me, but I wouldn't care. Because first of all, if I have to use the bathroom, I'm going to go use the bathroom regardless of what you say. And if I have to do something, I'm going to go do it regardless of what you say. So it doesn't matter if you're my parent. It doesn't matter if you're an authority. I don't care. Because if I have to do something... Because if I have to do something, then I'm going to do it regardless of what you say. So, and my dad knows this.
Watch it.
Good and well.
You don't want to get a spanking on camera.
He won't. He doesn't like to give me spankings. I just get put on punishment.
Don't get put on punishment on camera.
No, I'm not.
And then as we change the page, the next question in Empowerment Exercise 2 becomes, please use this section to describe how it feels to stay true to yourself. I can say it in one sentence. It feels empowering. Okay, I lied. It feels empowering. It feels free. I feel liberated.
And one thing that people don't like about me, like they cannot stand this. So you can ask my cousin, like one of my, I think it's my first cousin. She's my first cousin, right, on mom's side?
Yes.
Yeah, so my first cousin, you can ask her this. And then you can ask my dad, you can ask my mom, you can ask my friends. But one thing...
asking people, just say it.
Anyways, as I was saying, it's like one thing about me that people cannot stand is how I react to certain situations, like in the way that I act, period. So like, for example, so somebody would get on my nerves or somebody would start an argument with me, I would be like, okay. So then in that situation, I would be that type of person who like, I will argue, but I will argue in such a manner that people are not like, cause like I can argue with you and I can insult you without actually insulting you. So for example, somebody would take a blow at me, I would be like, oh, okay, flip it right back on them. Then they would just be like, and not know what to say. When people would yell at me, I would walk away. Dad, I did this earlier because he was yelling. So I walked away and I just closed my door and just played on my phone. So I tend to do that in a lot of situations. When people are yelling at me, I wait for them to calm down because I'm not gonna argue with somebody while they're yelling. So one thing that I do is I'll either walk away or I'll come back at you 10 times harder without having to insult you. And I can't exactly remember off the top of my head some of the things that I would say, but I'm in certain situations. But long story short, it does get people to shut up very quick. So that's one thing people can't stand about me. But I don't really care because, and like, I'm very sarcastic, and people say that that's like mean. And like the way that I will put things, like something that I have to work on that my cousin tells me that I do is like, she would be trying to say something that's like she tries to put things in such a nice manner, and I'm the person who just says it, like, and that's why she's a lot better than me at the like comforting department, because I would just say it straight up, and she wouldn't. Like, she would like try to like beat around the bush and actually make people feel comforted. I wouldn't do that. I would just say it. So that's one thing that I tend to do that people don't like, which is something that I work on, but at the same time can't really do it because I'm just like an honest person. I'm not a beat around the bush person, so I like to just tell it and just get it out. But my answer to please use this section to describe how it feels to stay true to yourself, and I said it feels empowering and strengthening. So the next one is please use this section to map out your path. So I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Oh, y'all are looking to me for that answer? Please use this section to map out your path. That simply means what steps can you take to start being yourself. It's easy. Stop caring what other people think. Stop caring what other people say. Just embrace the freedom of being yourself. That's how I would say it. How would you say it? That's the question. How will you go about mapping out your path? How will you go about being your own self and not caring what people say? Now, this may be taboo to say, but Kanye West had a song back in the day. It was back in 2005. He said, I'm pausing because I'm bleeping out the word. We don't care what people, I'm just gonna say it. Drug dealer just to get high, stack your fuzz till it gets sky high.
Dad, I don't know if you can say
Kids say, wasn't supposed to make it past 25, jokes on you, we're still alive. Throw your hands up in the sky, say, we don't care what people say. That's the attitude that you should always have. We don't care what people say. I don't remember the song. I don't remember the song name, but that's the attitude you should have. It's on the College Dropout album. You should look it up, and you should have that attitude. And if you want to ever do a vibe session in the morning, and you just walking out looking crazy, play that song and sing it with Kanye.
No.
We don't care what people say.
Yeah, for my actual younger people. So I'm just gonna step in there because, no, matter of fact, let me go to my playlist real quick.
You can't play songs.
I'm not playing this song. I'm looking for what the song is called because I can't ever remember.
I just told you what the song was called.
No,
we don't care what people say.
I'm talking about for my younger people who don't want to listen to Kanye West. Listen to something that older people, specifically guys, would listen to. So I have a whole playlist. If you guys want my playlist, one of my playlists, just let me know because I'll definitely send you one. It'll be on Spotify though, because it's like free.
We don't care what people say.
Anyways, so the playlist is Me Too. So the song is called Me Too by Meghan Trainor. This is one of my favorite songs by her. Like, I used to be obsessed with this song. It was like, it goes like, if I was you, I'd want to be me too. So that's one of like the best songs that you can ever listen to when you're out looking crazy. People are looking at you like, I know she's not wearing that. Like, when you listen to the song, you actually just like thinking about it constantly, which I constantly do. I'm always thinking about some type of song. So if you're thinking about the Me Too Meghan Trainor song, then like once you have those lyrics in your head, like you kind of just like automatically have that mindset, which is why it's important to say the same things every day. Well, saying positive things every day.
The Kanye West song is better.
No,
we don't care what people. We don't care what people say.
No, it is not.
It is much better.
No, it is not. Oh, and then another one that you can listen to is, I can't say the actual like word because it's like a cuss word, so you have to say it. But it's called "Good as He Double Hockey Sticks" by Lizzo, and that's one of my favorite songs too. And another one by Lizzo is Exactly How I Feel, featuring Gucci Mane, I believe. And those three songs, Exactly How I Feel, Good as He Double Hockey Sticks, and Me Too, those songs are like my favorite songs. I would say from like, I have other favorite songs, but that's my favorite confidence songs. So exactly how I feel, it's like something that really resonates with me, because she's like, I may be a B word, I might make a friend. Ain't that so amazing? And I'm just like, yes, because people call me that word all the time. So it's just like, wow, exactly, I might make a friend. So that's, if you're like me and you're like that person that everybody calls you that word, definitely listen to that song.
And the final exercise, and the final component of empowerment exercise 2, simply ask a question. Is it ever appropriate to change for another person? If not, why not? I believe we already know the answer to that, and I believe we already answered the question. But the answer to that is simply no. Love who you are, love yourself, embrace yourself as you are. In the next section of the book, we'll go into how to deal with people in a way that shows respect towards yourself. There's an empowerment activity that's associated with that as well, but we won't get into that tonight. We'll wait a few weeks because we want to give you guys the opportunity to catch up. If you're wondering where you can grab copies of this book,
www.thebookofselflove.com, Amazon.com, Self's Bookstore, Book Mecca, and if you live in Raleigh, North Carolina, you can get it from Styles Plus.
And if you're wondering about the matching shirts that we have on and why we're matching, Haley and I have a book that's coming up on February the 20th. It's called The Unlikely Journey, Fire and Gold. It's a deeper dive on this book, and it tells things from my perspective. It goes more into detail about exactly what Haley experienced with respect to bullying, sexual assault, attempted murder, and the impacts of all of those things. And her experience and my experience through that forged us through fire. So that's the tagline for her business. For the tagline for her business is Forged by Fire, the Rules of a Big Boss, LLC. If you're interested in buying any of these shirts, you can also get them offline at her website, which is
www.thebookofselflove.com.
The book, as I said, it will be coming out for release on February the 20th. It'll be available on Amazon. It'll be available on Haley's website, which again is
www.thebookofselflove.com.
It'll also be available at Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and any place that you can shop and buy books. We hope that you guys have enjoyed this.
Wait, I have to read my response to this.
We hope that you guys have enjoyed this activity. I'm going to do a last minute segue, and let her go ahead and read her response.
Okay, so please use this section to map out your path. So I have 3 bullet points. One is stop comparing yourself to others. The second one is be unapologetically you, which I have no idea how to spell. I can never remember off the top of my head. Then the third one is stop caring about what people say. And then
you see what she said? You see what she said, y'all? She said the Kanye West song.
No, I didn't. I said stop.
Yeah,
no, I said.
One for Dad. We don't care what people say.
Dad.
We don't care what people say.
I literally said stop caring.
We don't care what people say.
Okay, shh. Please use the section to describe if it is appropriate to change for another person. If not, why not? And I said, stop, Mario. And I said no, because they'll be attracted to an alternate personality, not you. So
we don't care what people say.
And like I said, if you want my confidence playlist or like my rage playlist, I'll be happy to put it in a link, because I also have like multiple playlists on different platforms. So if you would like that, just let me know and I will put it down in the comments.
And where can they find you on social media?
On all social media platforms, minus YouTube. YouTube is The Rules of a Big Boss, and then on any other social media platform, it is The Book of Self-Love.
We don't care what people say.
We get the point.
Have a good night, y'all. We don't care what people say.
Stop. Dad.
We don't care what people say.
We get the point.